Hello and welcome to a series, What Is? And today we're talking about what is universal credit. Well, it's a benefit and it was supposed to be the be-all and end-all of benefits. It's supposed to replace 6 existing benefits, including both working tax credit and child tax credit. It was first introduced in the Welfare Reform Act of 2012 and was the brainchild of Ian Duncan Smith. It is supposed to include housing benefit, working tax credit, job seekers allowance, and begun in October 2013. What is the purpose of it? It's a new benefit to support you if you're working and on a low income, or even if you're out of work. It is supposed to be the flagship reform of the benefit system by the Tory party, rolling together 6 so-called legacy benefits, including unemployment benefits, tax credits and housing benefit, paid monthly into claimants, because obviously it's easier for them to manage, but not necessarily is that easier for claimants. Now, when you make your claim to help you financially, your housing benefit will continue to be paid for 2 weeks after you claim. This will be made by your local authority. You do not need to pay back this extra money, and it will not be taken into account as income by UC. It was a concept from 2009 by Ian Duncan Smith's think tank, the Centre for Social Justice. But in actual fact, the man who invented universal credit has added his voice to growing calls for the benefit to be paid quicker. Stephen Bryan, whose report in 2009 became the blueprint for the benefit, told the BBC claimants should receive their first payment after 4 weeks. How much you will get depends on how old you are. So single claimants aged under 25 is £251.77p per month. Single claimants aged 25 or over, £317.82 per month. Joint claims, both claimants under 25, £395.20. What triggers it that you have to apply for it? Well, you could move an area. The area could be subject to introduction of the rollout. The idea is the amount of universal credit they get will automatically respond to changes in their earnings. It is calculated based on their take-home pay after tax and other deductions. If someone has a work allowance, for every £1 they earn above the amount, their UC payment will be reduced by 63p. It says here that universal credit has now finished being rolled out across the UK, which is a lie. This means that almost all new claims for benefit will now be UC instead of tax credits, housing benefit or out of work benefits like income support, job seekers allowance or employment support allowance. That's not quite true, I don't think. Can you work? Yes, you can. Universal credit tops up your earnings. When you start work, the amount that you get will gradually reduce as you earn more. But unlike job seekers, your payment won't stop just because you work more than 16 hours a week. Now, we like to be positive, so what is good about UC? It's a new monthly benefit for people who are out of work or on low incomes. It replaces 6 means-tested benefits, legacy benefits, and that's about it really. You will usually get your first payment 7 days after the end of your first assessment period. Your payment will then be made on the same date every month whilst you are eligible. Do you have to go onto Universal Credit? You do not need to do anything until you hear from them about moving over, unless you have a change in circumstances or you have possibly the severe disability allowances premiums that are applicable, in which case you probably will stay on your legacy benefit. There is a budgeting advance that you can get, and an interest-free loan to help with one-off unforeseen expenses, but you usually have to pay it back within 12 months or over 12 months through a deduction of your benefit. And of course it can be stretched to 18 months if circumstances are applicable. Is council tax included in UC? Well, if you're currently liable for council tax at your property, then your housing costs will be included in your UC payment. However, you will need to apply for your council tax support from your local council. If you have children, they might be entitled to free school meals, but that's not really very much, is it? If you're thinking about the budgeting loan, then there are some criteria that you need to remember. You have been getting UC for at least 6 months, unless you need the money to help you get a job or keep a job. You have earnings less than 2,600 if you're single, or 3,600 if you're a couple in the past 6 months. Not be paying off another loan. So 3 things there that you need to bear in mind if you want to get the budgeting loan from UC. How much is the housing element of UC? Well, there's a housing cost contribution. A deduction will be made from your housing cost element for rent payments for each non-dependent in your household. This is called a housing cost contribution, and this is a fixed amount of £72.16 per month for each non-dependent. Interestingly, if you're getting help with your rent now and it's being paid directly to your landlord through housing benefit, this will stop when you make your UC claim. Instead, your monthly payment will include the money for your rent, and you'll need to pay the rent yourself. And this obviously is a problem for some people who have budgeting issues. They will obviously not pay their rent. The problem with UC is the fact that the way it's administered is that a claimant has to use a computer to log in and keep a journal. They have an admin contact that they have to deal with in the job centre, and there are certain things that you have to do, and if you don't do it, then you can find yourself sanctioned and your money reduced. Right, well, that was a brief look at Universal Credit, and I hope it's helped in some way. Obviously, do come back again for another episode in this series. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.